Ramanujaya Namaha. We have done 2 audios regarding the life of Acharya Ramanuja. I have attempted to show some comparative points or incidents between the story of Sri Rama and that would happen in the life of Sri Ramanuja. I was trying to lead from known to unknown before we get into the details of Ramanuja, his birth, his life, and finally the message. Before I proceed with the birth of Sri Ramanuja, I would just like to add only one point here, because in our sampradaya that is the most unique, special point, namely Saranagati or total unconditional surrender. In the case of Sri Rama, he was incarnation of Mahavishnu and had all the powers to give moksha to anyone who deserved the same. In fact, he had taken all of the people residing in Ayodhya when time came for him to go to Paramapada or Vaikuntha. Only person who willingly stayed behind, who didn't want to go along with Sri Rama, was surprisingly Sri Anjaneya. Sri Anjaneya or Hanumanji did not want to go along with Sri Rama to Vaikuntha, and he preferred to stay back in this holy world where Sri Rama had left his footprints. And he was sure that his name would be chanted every day in some corner, and he would go there, listen to the chanting, and feel blessed. That is the uniqueness of Sri Anjaneya. Otherwise, all the people in Ayodhya, including the plants, the trees, the grass, everyone left along with Sri Rama. In fact, his 2 sons had a problem to bring in people from the neighboring land to form the kingdom when their turn came to rule. Now, the point I would like to say here is Rama had the powers to grant and sanction a seat in the Paramapadam or Vaikuntha, whereas Sri Ramanuja did not enjoy that power. However, when he ultimately surrendered at the age of 100, after living in this dharti or this bhumi for 120 years before Srirangam divine couple reciting 3 gadhyas, he was granted, promised, and given a seat in Vaikuntha. But that did not satisfy fully Sri Ramanuja. He knew he was not living in the age of Sri Rama, and therefore he asked Radha Ranganatha, who is considered as Rama, to give him a promise that all his followers who were there then and followers were yet to come and followers who would follow later, who tread upon the same path that Sri Ramanuja had laid, would be given a seat in Paramapadam. The Lord assured him, Rama Nadhur Abhibhashate, I will stand by my word and I will give Saranagati and Moksha, accept Saranagati and Moksha, give grant Moksha to all who surrender before me after living a codified life meant for a Sri Vaishnava. The point I wanted to tell you is that Sri Rama was an incarnation of the Lord himself and had enjoyed the full power to accept Saranagati as well as grant a seat in Paramapada, whereas Acharya Ramanuja had only the powers to show the people how to live and how to attain moksha after Sharanagati. With that, let us now proceed on to the details of the birth of Sri Ramanuja. I don't want to I don't want to give too much information and too much of details. I'd like to make a kind of a cursory glance, and you may look up the books for details. Before I proceed, let me say Ramanuja, 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 Ramanuja. Now, in a book which I am about to publish, I have given a subtitle to a paragraph naming it as Born to Live Forever is Born. What I just want to tell you here at this moment is Ramanuja is born and is born to live forever. Even with that, let me proceed on to some details of Sri Ramanuja's birth. As you know, about 1,000 years ago, in a tiny village called Sri Ramanuja, now an expansive industrial town about 40 kilometers southwest of Chennai, lived a couple, and they did not have a child. So they went to Chennai, 40 kilometers off, 1,000 years ago. That's a factor that you have to always keep in mind when no roads, no communication, not such a fast transportation was available. They performed the Putrakameshti Yaga as King Dasharatha did on the precincts of Sri Parthasarathi Kovil, which is situated on the seashore of Chennai. Even today, we can visit Sri Parthasarathi temple in Triplicane and we can express our gratefulness to him for having blessed us with Ramanuja. And we certainly recall that is Gitacharyan. That means he bestowed us with Bhagavad Gita, the eternal holy book of practical wisdom. Now coming back to the story, the couple returned to Sri Perumbadur after the performance of the Putrakameshti Yagam. After some time, a male child was born. The father, Sarvakratu Asuri Kesava Somayaji, and the mother, Kantimati ji, were very happy with the birth of the male child, whose face had a divine glow. The child's maternal uncle, Tirumalai Nambi, saw the radiant glow in the babe's face and named the child after the younger brother of Sri Rama, that is Lakshmana. The uncle was sure that the boy will attain fame and name as Lakshmana did by the way of service to Lord Rama, an avatar of Mahavishnu. In fact, one can call Lakshmana as a personification of service. One also recall that he was incarnation of Adiseshna. So is our Ramanuja. He had been sent by Mahavishnu to stabilize his darsanam firmly in the world. When that is the case, would Ramanuja lack in serving Mahavishnu? Certainly not. You will find it for yourself as we go through the history. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.